Today we're going to look at setting up an iMovie from the beginning. Once you log in, the first thing you want to check up here in the upper right hand corner, you want to make sure that this Wi-Fi is turned off because you won't be able to connect to the internet. If the Wi-Fi is turned on, you have to go through the network. The second thing you want to do is open up Chrome. Especially if you are the first class during the day, you want to make sure you find the filter. So you're going to type in espn.com. This is going to come up, the filter page, so you're going to sign in with your username and password, which is just your numbers and whatever password you choose. If you get the ESPN logo page coming up, then you know you're ready to go and you won't have to sign in. This usually happens if it's a class, if you're the second or third block during the day, then you should be fine. Your next step is to open up iMovie, and you can find iMovie over here in the launch pad. iMovie is right here. We're going to click on iMovie for it to open. Our next step, actually before we want to do that, is we want to go down to our desktop here, and we want to clean off all of our desktop, get rid of all of this stuff from another class. So we're going to highlight all of them. We're going to right click and we're going to say move to trash. We're going to highlight this one and we're going to move that one to trash. You can also drag it down to the trash. I wouldn't empty the trash in case you need to find something later, but at least your desktop is cleared off. You can then go back to iMovie. We're going to click on the iMovie library over on the left. Don't worry about if there's other information here down in the storyboard. We're going to get rid of that here in just a few steps. Click on File next in the upper right left hand corner. We want to go to File. We want to go to New Event. We're going to type in our name and we're going to hit Enter. Anytime you're working in iMovie, you want to make sure that your name is highlighted, because all of your video clips, all of your photo clips, all of your music, anything you import into iMovie, your movie itself needs to be inside this event. So you want to make sure your event with your name on it is highlighted. We're going to go back up to File. We're going to click New Movie. What should now pop up is a bunch of themes. This is similar to templates in Word or Excel, but we don't want to use any of these themes because we are stuck with whatever music, whatever highlight, whatever transitions that they have. So we always want to choose no theme. We're going to click Create. We're going to give it a name and we're going to click OK. And now our movie is created. This part right here where it says import media, this is where all of your video clips, your photos, your music, anything that you import will be stored in this area. You can still use parts of those video clips, but they start in this area here. Down here at the bottom, this is your storyboard. This is where your video will be built. Right here in the middle is the time. So as you add information to your storyboard, the time, the length of your video will be kept track of here in this time. This setting will help once you get longer clips. You can move this back and forth to shorten or lengthen the clips just by view, so you don't have to keep scrolling up and down the side trying to find your video clips. This is your preview pane. This is where you do all of your editing. This is where you edit your videos or preview your video clips before you put it in your movie. The next part, some of you will have this at the top of your movie Some of you will have it over here on the left side. They're the exact same things. They're just in different places because of the version of iMovie. We always want to make sure we're on My Media to start. Our next thing is let's go ahead and just build a movie using all of the information here. So our first stop is backgrounds. Backgrounds have maps. They also have blank backgrounds that you can use. To get one of these into your movie, we're just going to click on it and we're going to drag it down. We'll click on another one. We'll do underwater. We click on it and we drag it down. Now, a few seconds ago I said the settings, but if we drag this back, you notice that the clips are getting smaller. They're easier to see. Here at the top, there's my time. Because each one of these clips is 4 seconds, the total length of my video is 8 seconds. I can move my cursor to the edge of one of these and I can lengthen it. And you'll notice as I pull this and let go, then the time of my video also changes. I can reorganize these. I can just drag them and put them in different places if I want. If I don't want one, then I can just click backspace, highlight it in yellow, and click backspace, and that deletes it. The Windows and Z key is the undo key, so if you make a mistake, that will help you undo what you just did. This little white line here is your marking line. That's where it will start playing from. So I can move this, drag this back to wherever I want. I push the space bar or the play button up here, and it will preview what I have so far in my movie. So far I have those 2 clips and it plays for 8 seconds or 9 seconds. I'm going to move this back to the beginning. Let's put a transition here between our 2 video clips. So I'm going to the top to transitions or back down here to and I'm going to choose my transitions. I can click on a transition and I can drag through and I can see what that transition looks like, if I like it, if I want to use it, don't want to use it. When I find one I like, I'm going to click just like I did the backgrounds and I'm going to place it between the 2 clips. I can move my starting line here, push play, and I can preview it to see if that's something I like. So I've got a transition in. I cannot put a transition here because I don't have anything after this clip. Once you put another video clip or another background or a photo or an image, then you can add a transition there. Let's look at titles next. Titles, we can, again, just like the transitions, you can click on them, you can drag them, and you can see what's going on. When I find one I like, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to put it on top of my background. Now you notice on this title it's not the same length. If I want my title to go the whole length of my background, I have 2 options. I can either grab this and drag it. If it won't let me grab that and drag it, then I can back this up and line them up, and so now they're the same. In order to add text to this, I double click and then I go over here to my preview menu and I can type in what I want. Some of these transitions you'll be able to change the size, the font, centered, where it's justified, bold, italics, the color. Some of them you won't be able to do anything. And there is no rhyme or reason to which ones you can, so you kind of have to just play with the ones you want until you get it to the transition title you want. Our next is audio. We want to add sound. So what should happen here are we have iTunes, we have sound effects, and we have GarageBand. I'm going to use sound effects, and my list should pop up here. There they are. Just like iTunes, I can just like iTunes, I can push play and I can preview it and I can hear it to see if I like it or not. Once I find one I like, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to drag it down to my video. The sound goes underneath your video clips. I can scroll again towards the end here, and since this sound is longer, I can grab it and I can drag it back. And make it fit just the length of my video. So now I have an 8-second video. I can push play and I see my video. So now you've created a basic video in iMovie, and I can always go back to my media and import. If we wanted to import a picture, we would go to Chrome. We would search for a picture. Let's do Bugs Bunny. I go to Images, and I'm going to click and drag. Most of these you put on the desktop first, and you get your image, and then you drag it and you put it in your video here. And when you're ready for it, you click and you drag it down here to the bottom. And now I have another video, and I can extend my music out to the end of my video. If you notice, my video now is at 12 seconds in length. I can go back to transitions. I can choose another transition, and I can put it in here between those two backgrounds, the background and the video clip. Push play, and I can view where I've started. Move this back, and there's my transition. And so now I have a short 12-second video to get me started on creating movies with iMovies. When I'm finished and I'm ready to turn this in, I can go up to Edit or go to File. I'm going to go to Share. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And I'm going to click Save it on the desktop. Here's my video here. Over here, you notice the circle. Once this is done, I get a message that should say Share Complete or Share Successful. The video actually shows my video is done. It's ready, and now I can turn it in using Canvas. I could put it on my Google Drive and share the link with your teacher, however your teacher would like for you to turn that in. If you have any other questions, feel free to see YouTube. Google your search if you have any other questions.